Information Station 1370 WOCA.
Oh, I forgot to do something, Robert.
Uh-oh.
I have to ask how you pronounce this thing. To ask on the air. Rabbi Yossi Hecht is in the studio. He's been with us many times before. He is the rabbi of the Chabad Lubavitch Jewish Center of Marion County. He's a lot more comfortable with us now than he was the first days he was here. He didn't know what to make of us back then, and I can do the Hecht thing a lot better now than I used to be able to do. The Jewish celebration of Lag Bomer is coming up.
Lag Bomer, correct.
Wow!
Yeah.
I thought it
You
was
got it. You can start reading Hebrew already.
And it'll be this coming Sunday from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. at the Chabad Lubavitch Jewish Center of Marion County. We'll find out more about it just a bit. What it is, I don't even know what it is, but I see sandwiches on the flyer. That's all that I need to know. Lag Bomer celebration. Let me turn around and say hello and good morning again on the air. I've said good morning off here. Right, Yossi.
Hello, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
I love coming to your show. And I mentioned to you this is the only show on radio that we could go from hairstyling to Jewish styling.
Yeah. And I challenge you to find another host who will step back and be a producer and allow other people to host.
That's right.
You're not going to find another one. I have a healthy ego.
You have the best show on radio.
Well, good to see you. What is it like? You know, I don't know. I mean, I grew up with Jewish friends. I don't remember hearing this one before.
Yeah, Lag Bomer is not such a known holiday. It's not a biblical holiday per se. Lag Bomer is a day when we celebrate Jewish unity. But more than that, and something which is very much connected, is a day when we celebrate the Jewish mysticism. And
that sounds cool.
Yeah, the one who brought the Kabbalah teachings, as it's known, as the Zohar. Many have heard of the book, the Zohar, which is the Kabbalistic book, was brought to us by a great sage known as Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, or in short, the Rashbi. And celebrating Jewish mysticism, or celebrating in essence the spirit as opposed to the physical world around us, and the truth is that also is what brings about Jewish unity or unity in general, because when you are able to understand and appreciate the spirit within someone, then you are able to appreciate much more what they have to offer. When we only look at the physical and we get caught up in the physical, and then that can make separations. But when we only focus on the spirit and the more mystical meaning or the spiritual meaning behind what someone has to offer, then that brings more unity, and that's in essence what we celebrate on this day. And we make a barbecue, we go out, we have a good time, and so many places they have parades. They actually parade in the street with different signs about some Jewish customs and laws, and it's a very big day. This is actually celebrated in a small town in Israel called Miron. Miron is, should I say, it will make Williston look like a city.
It's nothing there, in other words.
It's a small little town, but they have over 100,000 people who go there every year.
Oh, wow.
And
like Woodstock, New York.
Yeah, that's the place where the founder of the Tsar, the Rabbi, as he's known, is buried, and it's known to give you much blessing for those who go and pray on the day of his passing, which is on Lag BaOmer. There's other customs such as shooting a bow and arrow on this day. Other people have the custom to light a bonfire.
And what does the bow and arrow represent?
Yeah, the bow and arrow represents the idea that you're able to reach very far by pulling back. That sometimes if we pull back and we put a lot of strength into something, then we can reach even things that are very far away.
I like
if
that.
You're aiming at the right place.
Oh, I love that. By the way, the idea of seeing somebody's spirit and kind of overlooking their physical, that is what every good parent is able to do, and in fact has no choice but to do when it comes to their children. And so that's how God, I'm guessing, looks at us. He doesn't care about our physical. I'm sure he's responsible for it, but at the same time, but the hard part, it's easy for parents to say, but we're a 17-year-old guy, right? And, you don't have a woman yet, right? That physical is really important to you. And then you get to know the spirit. But isn't that like almost by design the way we're supposed to somehow, hey, I want to get to know that person, and there's a physical thing that is. Do you think that's necessary?
No, of course they go together, and of course it's very important. And on the contrary, the external beauty reflects also internal beauty in a large sense. But at the same time, we don't want to get caught up with it, and that shouldn't be the only attraction. And if we look at the internal beauty of someone, that brings us more together, whereas just external beauty can actually separate us.
Yeah, that's right. And that, yeah, we live in a society where external beauty is way over celebrated.
And what you do for our community is you bring the entire community together. You always include them in on every event that you have.
Well, there's no reason that everyone shouldn't be able to have a good hot dog or a hamburger, right?
But it's got to be a kosher hot dog.
Of course, it's kosher, yes.
My father's favorite hot dog, by the way, was Hebrew National. I don't know if you're going to be impressed by that. Now, I was always a Nathan's man myself. But
well, I haven't never had a non-kosher hot dog, so I don't know the difference.
Yeah.
But you'll ask the professionals; they'll tell you.
So help us understand the word lag, and it's B apostrophe. Is that an apostrophe?
Yeah.
It looks like to me. Okay.
Okay. Lag ba'omer means the 33rd day in the Omer. There's a biblical commandment that between the days of Passover and the upcoming holiday of Shavuot, which is the day that we receive the Torah on Mount Sinai, after God redeemed us from Egypt and then took us to Mount Sinai. There were 49 days, and we count every single day of one of those 49 days, 7 days, 7 weeks, and we count up the time until the holiday of Shavuot, which is when we receive the Torah at Mount Sinai. So Lag BaOmer means the 33rd day in the Omer, because this is during this time which we're counting the Omer counting.
There's so many words in here I need to look up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave it at lag b'omer.
So lag B means 33?
Lag is the 33rd b'omer in the omer.
Oh, B apostrophe means in the.
Yeah.
Okay. So lag is 33.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
What's that sandwich in that picture? What is that?
I'm trying to figure it out myself. but it looks good.
So we're all invited to the family barbecue, and when you say activities for all ages, what kind of activities?
Well, we'll have a magic show, pony rides, petting zoo, and for the adults, of course, just having the food is already an activity.
Yeah, I
The barbecue.
got a magic trick I can show you. Have you ever seen Cremora burn? No? Oh, you gotta try this.
Okay.
The kids will love this. Now, I made a mistake of doing it indoors because I didn't know. Now, showed this to me. Did Dan show it to me?
Dan.
Okay, Dan showed this to me. You take a coffee mate, Cremora, like, and you hold a little candle. Now, don't, if you're trying to home, do it outside. You have like a candle or a lighter. A candle's probably better. And then you just kind of sprinkle. It's kind of like a fine dust falling onto the candle.
Okay.
And it'll be like a it's like a flash fire, and it burns it up. Like that.
So you pour coffee cream on the flame.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
Yes.
And the
And now, see, I think Dan showed it to me, Dan, from here.
Yeah.
Okay, and he showed it to me
one
like
of
a
the owners.
like
So
a
we're
little
okay.
tiny, like a little maybe 6-inch burst of flame. I thought that was cool. So when my son used to work here on Sundays, so I came here and I said, I gotta show you this fun thing. So I didn't know how big it could be. I took coffee creamer, just the coffee creamer, the big thing, and I poured it onto a can. I mean, but it was a flash. It was a big flash. So there's the magic trick.
wow, that's incredible. Does it have to be coffee cream, or can it be like baking powder?
No, coffee creamer.
Only coffee creamer.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I
I
think on the coffee creamer it says caution flammable.
Really?
Who knew?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an incredible trick. Do you want to come perform for us?
You know what? I can show you right now. I can't guarantee it'll work because I've done it and it didn't work, and then other times I'll do it and it'll work like really wow. But you gotta be careful.
I'll have to try it.
But the kids will be impressed. Especially if you don't tell them what's in your hand. If you just said, look, I can make a flip.
I don't know if I would show it to my little kids. I don't want them to try it at home.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, don't let them know what it is.
You have two locations for your Jewish center, one in Ocala and one in the villages. Will this celebration be happening down there too, or do you consolidate?
We these type of events we usually have one which we do in Ocala, and we have the villagers who come up for it. In the villages, I give regular classes, and many times we invite the villagers to come up. At this point, we don't have a full-time facility there to have events of such.
What kind of classes do you give down there?
I give Torah Bible study classes, all different different subjects in Jewish study, Jewish mysticism. I have
help us understand the mysticism part. That sounds fascinating.
The mysticism is what's called Kabbalah. It's known as Kabbalah, and it is the mystical teachings within the biblical text. Meaning that when you study the Torah, you see many nice stories, as it seems, but then there's a deeper meaning behind it. What is the higher, more spiritual meaning that is beyond the text that we see, and that is what is known as the Kabbalah, the Kabbalistic teachings. And it's basically the study that focuses on the spiritual. And
so is it mystical in the way that mystical is normally used, like magical? I mean, magical sometimes it's like you could use either or, but does that apply here? No. The word magical, it's not some way you have magic tricks, is it?
Mystical in the sense that it is a little bit more spiritual than just the physical that we see and that we know around us. And I guess that's what mystical means.
And what kind of questions does a person normally ask? Because it really, is...
So you can help us right now.
In depth, because, I know, well, I'm Lutheran, I go to the St. John Church, but there are so many questions in our Sunday school we have in the Bible passages that, people are asking questions all the time. Do you have a certain question that comes up most of the time?
Questions range from just why do you do so and so to deep philosophical questions. But as to why, what is the difference between different religions and different traditions? And I get all kinds of questions.
Wow.
Yeah, man, you must get them all. Yeah. I have one for you. If I go to a deli, that reminds me of New York. I'll say to Robin, this is New York-ish, right? And she'll say, no, it should be New York-esque. And I said, no, I think the ish should be after New York. It's New York-ish. Now, Jew-ish.
I thought it was just New York style.
Okay. Now, there's a third choice.
Yeah, I know.
There's a third choice.
That's three choices now.
But could it be Jew-esque? Or is it Jewish? Jewish?
Jewish.
It wouldn't be Jew style.
Jewish.
What does the suffix ish mean anyway? ISH at the end of something. I sort of meant like I'm.
It's a curiosity.
It's New York-ish. It feels like I'm in New York.
You'll have to look it up.
It's Jew.
That could be your next search on the computer.
Or maybe it's Jewish-esque. Like if something feels Jewish, you couldn't say Jewish-ish. You couldn't have another ish. It's Jewish style.
I have an idea. Next time you walk into the deli, you'll call it New York-ish, and she'll call it New York-ish.
You're settling an argument right here.
There we go.
And the funny thing, it was the German deli.
Who is your magician going to be?
I bet I know.
Magician?
Right? It's probably what's his name?
Yes.
Greg Solomon?
Greg Solomon.
Oh, okay.
Greg Solomon usually performs for us about once or twice a year, and this is going to be this time.
I wonder if he knows the Cremora trick. I'll
have to ask him about that. Maybe he's listening right now.
Yeah.
He call and tell us.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can tell us all of his tricks.
We didn't make a video of that, did we? We should have made a video of that. It was really big.
Well, you're going to have to do it. We'll do another one.
I mean, the flame went all the way to the ceiling.
Well, if you make it viral on YouTube, then you might get interviewed by CNN and NBC. They start asking you how to do these tricks.
Then I'll be famous-esque. Fame is like fame. It's not real fame. It's fame-esque.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You want to take a phone call?
Okay.
You ready to field some questions? Good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Rabbi. I want to say that I enjoy your segments on WOCA very much because you're very entertaining and you also educate us.
And you put up with us.
Well,
But I have a question.
I appreciate that. Go
Now,
ahead.
I heard you describe Hanukkah and the oil that lasted, the period of crisis. Is that considered a miracle? And my question is, do Jewish religion, do they believe in miracles, like miracles, from God? And I'll just hang up and listen on the air. Thank you very much.
All right.
Yeah, that's a very good question. And the question about miracles, basically, there are times that we live our regular day-to-day life, and we wake up in the morning and everything seems to be so normal. And then there are times that certain things happen in our lives that may seem a little bit unique and a little bit different. And at that time we'll say, well, that is God's hand performing here. And the real truth of the matter is that every single day when we wake up in the morning is a miracle.
Talk God's hand.
And that's God's hand performing. And the fact that we can breathe every day, the fact that we that we have a pumping heart, and the fact that we have our job and that we have our families, that's all what's called a miracle, which means that you see God's performing in everything in our daily lives. But then there are certain times that God does things, so to say, out of the ordinary, where we see especially a divine intervention, and that's what is usually referred to as miracles. And the miracle of the oil, for example, is one good example. But we really all have miracles in our lives where there are times that we say, wow, that was divine intervention. We may come across someone that we haven't met in years, or we may have been saved from a terrible accident, or things that if we just open up our eyes, we'll see that there are miracles. And in that sense, yes, we believe in miracles every day, and yes, there are extraordinary things that happen in our lives that we can call miracles.
Yeah.
Did you post that you had a friend running in the marathon in Boston? Or maybe I misunderstood.
Maybe it was my wife.
Yeah.
My wife posts on Facebook for me, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
So that was, but your friend must have been okay and everything because we didn't see.
Oh, I did have
post.
I did have a friend who was there on scene, who was going there to help out the runners and try and bring them a little Jewish spirit.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I'm sure there are people who consider that themselves being not heard as miraculous. And you know, and I've often thought that a miracle to us is probably not considered a miracle to God. You know, what he does, he does it all the time. And I love the way you explained it, that just the fact that you have a beating heart, that's a pretty good miracle. It lasts for what? 100 years sometimes.
Yeah, but there are, but again, there are things that we refer to as miracles as being out of the ordinary, which is true, and there are things that God does unique and that unusual, that we could say that this is God's hand, and the reason for that is because we sometimes take for granted the daily miracles that we have, and we don't appreciate necessarily. And so there are things that God does out of the ordinary to say, look, I'm still here. Hello.
Yeah, right. You know, the question was, do Jewish people believe in miracles? I want to talk about the two words "believe" in, if we could, because I find those two words interesting. Like, if you say, "Do you believe in ghosts?" You know, it means most of the time people say, "Do you believe that they exist?" So I will say, like, when somebody says, "Do you believe God?" I'll say, "Well, I believe God exists, but I also believe in Him in the same way that I would hope you believe in me, because you're going to know by knowing me that I'm not going to steer you wrong. On the other hand, if I've done that to you, if I've been conniving to you, then you don't believe in me, but you believe I exist." Do you know what I mean?
Yes, this is actually a very good point that you're bringing out.
So I don't know. I believe. I don't know. I don't know if the devil exists.
In other words, what you're saying is that there's a difference between saying, I believe in God and I believe in it being my God.
Okay.
Right? And that and this is true, that there are certain people who will say, well, I believe that God exists, but He doesn't really have any effect in my life. It doesn't really make a difference. Yes, I believe that God created the world, but it doesn't really. He doesn't really intervene, so to say, with the humans' activities, and humans are open to do as they wish. But true faith means that every single action that we have, not only human beings, but even every time we see a leaf falling from the tree, that is also with divine intervention, and every single moment of our day is with divine intervention, and that is what a true belief is. So I guess that's what you mean when you say, "Do I believe in?"
Yeah.
Meaning that, does it make a difference to me? Does it have any meaning to myself?
You know that Chinese art where they take those brushes and they, with one little stroke, they can make beautiful painting. You do the same thing with words. Your words are like Chinese art.
That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah, I mean, just think about what you just said. It was very simple and very like one brush stroke, and it was a beautiful painting.
Well, that's what they trained me for, or maybe not.
Who's your trainer? Who do you learn from? Who are your teachers?
No, we just have a regular
there's no
rabbinical law.
Oh, okay. Leg bump. No, you have to have hesitate. Omer, right?
But Omer.
Leg Omer.
Right.
Is a celebration, and it's happening on Sunday, April 8th, 28th, from 1 to 3 p.m. at the Rabbi Jewish Center, and we're all invited. Family barbecue. It's cooking. No pork, I know that.
Well, if you come, I'll put up a special steak for you.
No, I don't really eat much pork.
Otherwise, hot dogs, hamburgers, maybe some wings.
Some wings. I love wings.
Yeah.
Pony rides, petting zoo. Did we talk about the petting zoo? What kind of animals? Do you need an animal or two? Like guinea pig? What do you have? Guinea pigs?
I think they'll be, well, we hired someone to bring the animals, so we'll see what they bring.
Oh, really? Do they have like lizards, like iguanas and stuff?
Oh, I hope not.
Why? Why, you don't like
I
it?
don't know, I have my kids petting iguanas.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like bunny rabbits and guinea pigs and things of that sort.
Why wouldn't you want to pet an iguana?
I guess there's nothing wrong with it, but I personally would feel a little strange.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
some people enjoy them, so everyone to their own self.
Is the whole event going to be outdoors, or will there be some outdoor activity?
We'll have it outdoors, considering the weather that we've been having. We do it outdoors. In the past, we've been having
Beautiful.
sometimes been so hot, 90 to 100 degrees, that you can't stand outdoors. But
Wow.
with the weather we've been having, I think we could do it outdoors.
It's like a lot of fun. Adults are $8, children $5. And do you still have sponsorships available, or is that sold out?
We still have sponsorships available for those who wish.
What do you get? Like in a page in the brochure or something?
Well, your name will be saying that you sponsored it, if you wish so. And you have the honor of feeling that you have just helped support a Jewish cause.
I would not want you. I wouldn't want to sponsor something with you and then just as a joke put it in a pot between my W and my H and my last name. It would not be good.
No.
It would not be good. I got them one of those last names that's easy to make fun of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know my last name, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Hitler with a W added to it.
Will you be having a service also before the event or after the event?
Not in this celebration, just open enjoyment and fun.
Aw.
But you're always fun. Rabbi,
Always.
thank you for coming in and putting up with us and teaching us. We learn a little bit each time. Maybe less today because I was a little bit more foolish today than usual.
Thank you for always having me, and I enjoy coming on, and hopefully I'll
Have we met
see
your
you
wife?
in the mall.
I don't think we've
Yeah.
met your wife yet. Have we met your wife?
On Hanukkah, when you came to the square.
But it was real brief. It was like very.
Yeah.
Somebody was looking for a cigarette lighter, and there was like a million people there.
Well, there are a lot of people there, yeah.
Hmm.
But your video went viral. It's famous now.
The video has a lot of views.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see?
Did I sound Jewish when I said that? The video, I think it's your influence. Your video had a lot of views. You know what I've been watching lately? Do you know what I've been watching lately? I've been watching Curb Your Enthusiasm. Are you a fan of that show? I know I'm old. I come upon things after they're already done.
No, but what did you want to say on it?
Oh, I don't know. It's just very Jewish. It's a lot of Jewishness in. It's Jewish-esque.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of Jewish-esque, as you say, in Hollywood.
Yeah. All right, Rabbi, thank you for coming in. Always good to see you. for the listeners, again, Lag Omer celebration, Sunday, April 28th, this coming Sunday from 1 till 3. What is your phone number, Rabbi?
291-2218.
All right, excellent.
22 Chai 18.
Thank you, Rabbi. Where did Rabbi go? She's just the one out. All right,
Thank you for having me.
we'll take a little break. We'll be right back.
Ocala Business Leaders is inviting you to an exciting opportunity to meet some of the movers and shakers of our business community at the Home and Business Expo, Saturday, April 27th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. This is your chance to network with retailers, home builders, business services, and more. It'll be at the Marion County Extension Auditorium. You could win a valuable door prize, and you'll definitely get some free food. For details and vendor opportunities, call 352-671-9292.
AMG and the Gardner Group present appetizers and lighting. This event is open to the public and is happening on Tuesday, April 30th. Stop in and enjoy the exquisite lighting of Corbett, Higley, Troy, Hudson Valley, George Kovacs, and many more. Then you can buy them. Yes, buy them right there at the event.